Welcome to Bible Logos. My name is Tamiko Greeley, and I am your broadcast host. Today, I cannot wait to present to you part 3 of the message entitled, I've Had Enough. #Enough by Elder D. Allen Miller Sr. Remember to like it and share it on social media with your friends and family. All right, get ready for part 3 of I've Had Enough. #Enough.
Well, I need 20 of y'all to stand up, and I'll make 21. To stand to your feet and say, I've had enough. I've had enough. High five your neighbor and say, I'm talking to you. I've had enough. Come on, say it again. I've had enough. Go ahead and take your seats. And that's all I really came to say today. But let me see if I can put a crease in this sleeve. How do you know when you've had enough? Watch the text. You know you've had enough when you realize that if you don't do something soon, it's going to kill you. Watch this. I don't know who I'm preaching to, but hear this. The devil wants you dead. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, listen to what Jesus says in John 10:10. He says, the thief comes not except but to kill, steal, and to destroy. And if that don't help you, what did Peter say in 1 Peter 5:8? Be sober, be vigilant. For your adversary, the devil, walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Look at your neighbor and tell them the enemy wants you dead. Here's the truth. All of us have some issues and some hang-ups. And sometimes the stuff we don't talk about or want people to know about, we try to hide and conceal it. It puts you on the devil's hit list. Do I have a witness here? Watch this. This woman is nameless. And that's of great significance. And let me tell you why. Because whenever there is anonymity in the text, there is inclusiveness by the writer. Well, I said something there. Which suggests that the reason why her name is not mentioned is not because she's not important. It's because God knew that someday you might need to put your name there. Preach, Derek. At the end of the day, they did not place her name there because God knew that someday you might need to put your name there today. Do I have a witness here? Now, I want you to get this. She's been sick 12 years. And it's amazing. Whenever you hear preachers preach this text, we always talk about the length of her illness. But this is why we preachers need to stay in our word, because you cannot preach what you don't know. And what I discovered is, from studying the text and doing some cross-references from other preachers, is the reason why 12 is mentioned is not to give you the definition of her length, but it gives you the scope of her limitations. You see, the longest you could live with a disease like this was 12 years. And so she's at a point where she either has to do something or die. She's at a point where she needs to make a decision that she plans to live no matter what's happening all around her, because the enemy wants her dead. And that's why the enemy wants. He would rather that we all be dead. Because the last thing the enemy wants is for you to acknowledge your problem, get healed, and be talking to somebody about Jesus. I wish I had help right up and through there. And that's why the ultimate worship experience should never be a dead experience, because anything dead ought to be buried. Do I have some witnesses in here? Check your row and ask your neighbor, did you come to have dead church? Or did you ask your neighbor, did you come to have dead church? Or did you come to celebrate a risen Savior? Clap your hands, all ye people, and shout unto God with a voice of triumph. How many worshipers do I have in the building? How many of you sick of having dead church? Because the enemy can have his way. He will kill your joy. He will kill your purpose. He will kill your witness. He will kill your destiny. He will kill your future, and he will take your life. Do I have some witnesses here? And everything around you. But let me give you something to shout about. While he's been trying to kill you, the Lord won't let him have you. I said while he's trying to kill you, the Lord won't let. I said while he's trying to kill you, the Lord won't let him have you. Let me say it like this. You don't have a reason to shout until the enemy has had your life in his hands. You don't have a reason to shout until the enemy has had your health in his hands. You don't have a reason to shout until the enemy has had your marriage in his hands. You don't have a reason to shout until the enemy has had your family in his hands. You don't have a reason to shout until the enemy has had his church, your church, in his hands. Do I have a witness here? And God slaps his hand and said, put that down. Put her down. Put him down. You can't shout until you know you could have been dead. The obituary could have been written. The epitaph was already printed out. And the Lord made him drop you and say, leave him alone. Leave her alone. Leave that church alone. And I need about 30 of y'all who know you didn't have to be here to tell your neighbor, he made the devil give me my life back. He made the devil give me my joy back. He made the devil give me my swag back. He made the devil give me my peace back. He stole back. I took back what the enemy stole. Do I have any witnesses in here who've been close to death, but God said, drop him. I'm not ready. He said, drop him because there is a fountain filled with blood drawn from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunge beneath the flood, lose all their guilty stain. According to biblical record, he had the Apostle Paul, but God made him leave Paul alone. And when he left Paul alone, Paul got a little arrogant. He said in Philippians 4:4, rejoice. And again, I say rejoice. He got a little cocky when he said in Romans 8:38, for I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any created thing shall be able to separate me from the love of God. He got a little cocky in Philippians 3:13 when he said, brethren, do not count myself to have apprehended. But one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind me, I press toward the mark, the prize of the higher calling. He got a little cocky in Philippians 4:11 when he said, no, not that I speak in regard to need, but I have learned that whatever state I am, to be content. Do I have any Bible readers in here?
Welcome back. Isn't that a powerful word? Don't miss tomorrow when we come back with part 4 of the message, I've Had Enough. #enough by Elder D. Allen Miller. I need you to do me a favor, like it and share it with your friends and family. I am Tamiko Greeley, and I want you to remember that the sower sows the word, and therefore it is with the same measure you meet that it shall be measured unto you again.